So this recording is to do the bone markings of the appendicular skeleton. And we are going to start, let me share my screen. It's clearly connected. Hold, please. About there. All right, hold on. Let's try this now. Okay. Not sure what was going on there. We're going to start with the bones of the upper arm, the pectoral girdle, which is the scapula and the clavicle, then the humerus, radius, ulna, carpal bones, metacarpals, and phalanges is what we're going to start with. So please note, after much research, not that much, superior vertebral is equal to medial, and axillary is equal to lateral borders, right? I just had originally crossed them out and put those two words, but then I did a little more, and vertebral is medial and axillary is lateral. So I will be using the terms superior, medial, and lateral instead of vertebral and axillary when it comes to the scapula. So y'all have this list in front of you. I have this list in front of me. Scapula, sorry, dropped a pen, sold a pen. Scapula and clavicle, okay? The clavicle we know binds to the sternum on the sternal end, which is not yet. Whatever, the sternal end, and then the acromial end binds to the acromion process of the scapula. So it comes, is it worth getting it? Oh, let's go ahead and get it. Hold on. So the clavicle actually crosses backwards to forwards. You can feel it. It's in the front here. It's projecting in the front here, and it actually crosses to the back where the acromion process is on your scapula. So if we had our sternum and we had the sternal end here, or however it works, then this, sorry, let me do it the proper way. So it's actually coming from the back to the front as such, like that. Does that make any sense there? Anyway, that's what's happening. Okay, scapula. No, clavicle first, might as well. No, sorry, that was right. You know what? Oh my God. That's better. That's slightly better. Anywho. Ooh, but what if we did colored paper? Look at, this is written all over. Okay. One more moment. I might have it. I might have it, guys. It might be a thing. It's orange for Halloween. It's Halloween. This will show parts of the bones better than black or white. Clavicle, let's do this. Sternal extremity of the clavicle. It's more of a flat side. When the clavicle is laying properly, your sternal extremity is a larger projection, but the side itself is relatively flat. The acromial extremity is more flat in the opposite way, is another way to say that. So this is standing upright and this is flattened down here. You have the conoid tubercle, which is right here, and you have the costal tuberosity, which is right here. And that is it for the clavicle. One bone down. Scapula. This is the side that is facing in, I guess is a way to say, and this is what is projecting out along the back of your body here. Okay, so, oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. The body is the whole thing. This is the body. All of this is body. And if you turn it to the axillary border and or the medial border, sorry, lateral, this is also body. And then if you turn it this way, this is body. So depending on which way you look at it, the big flat side is the body. Okay, posteriorly, this is the spine here. This is the acromion process, the bigger one sticking out at you here. This is the glenoid cavity, and this is the coracoid process, excuse me. Posteriorly, this is the supraspinous fossa. Here is the infraspinous fossa. If we flip over to anteriorly, this is the subscapular fossa here, which you might be able to see it goes in more than this projection here. So it's a fossa. You have your scapular notch here on the anterior border. You see it as a deep hole, the scapular notch. You have your superior and inferior, let me put it down, superior and inferior angles. So it's the points on the top is superior and the point on the bottom is inferior. And that would be the same, whoops, excuse me, if you flipped it the other way. So superior and inferior. Then this is the superior border here. Before the notch is the superior border. This is the lateral border because this would be the side sticking out. And this is the medial border here. And if you flip over, this is still the superior border. This is the medial border. This is the lateral border. Okay, scapula. Bones of the arm / hand. You have your humerus. Let me put that in the field. You have your radius. You have your ulna. Okay. Then you have carpals, metacarpals, and phalanges. Phalanges are all bones of the upper arm. Real quick. Now let's do the marking first, and I'll show you how these three bones go together. Humerus. How humerus? We're going to start up here. This is anatomically called the head of the humerus. Then the anatomical neck is this indention that goes around the head of the humerus here. So the head of the humerus is in the glenoid cavity of the scapula, by the way. And then your clavicle is bound in the front here. Not so much like that, but like that. So you got all these bones working together. Remember, this is the loosest joint we have in our body, trade-off being the fact that we can dislocate it the easiest. It also gives us the most range of motion though. Anyway, so your anatomical head, your anatomical neck here around the head, which is the projection of the top of the humerus. You have your greater tubercle, which is this projection here. And then you have your lesser tubercle, which is this projection here. Greater here, lesser here. And in between the two, you can actually see the intertubercle groove. Okay? Intertubercular groove, let me say it right. You have the surgical neck, which is actually below the two tubercles and the anatomical head where my fingers are circling the bone. You have, let me put it down so you can see it, kind of. So look at it laying like this, and then if I tilt it sideways, you can see like this minor projection coming out. It's a very minor projection, it's not huge. This is the deltoid tuberosity. Okay, then this, of course, is the shaft or the body of the humerus. And here is the distal end of the humerus, where it will connect to the ulna and the radius. On this, excuse me, let's see, it actually sits like this. No, it sits like this. Elbow, elbow, elbow. So this is this side. That's the best I can do. It's this side of the elbow right here. I'm losing my words. Sorry. You have your medial. That's wrong. You have your medial. Here we go, the bigger one. Medial and lateral epicondyles are these two projections on either side. Medial, lateral. You have the radial fossa, which is this indentation here. You have the coronoid fossa, which is this indentation here. And I'll flip it over in a second to show you the olecranon fossa. These two things that look like this little bone with this small groove, not groove, but whatever, and then this bone, not this, but this right here is the capitulum. This is the trochlea. So capitulum here, trochlea here. If we were to turn this bone over, here is the olecranon process, which is a kind of an indentation involving the capitulum and the trochlea in the front. Olecranon process. That is the humerus. Head, anatomical neck, greater tuberosity, lesser tuberosity, intertubicular groove, deltoid process, which if I lay it this way, you can actually see that it's ridged right here because that's projecting off the bone. When I lay it this way, you can see that minor projection. Deltoid process, tuberosity, medial lateral epicondyles, radial fossa, coronoid fossa, capitulum, trochlea, olecranon fossa. The olecranon fossa fits the olecranon process, which is this big one, of the ulna. So it fits in like that, of course with ligaments and whatever, and you are able to do the bending of the arm forward. So this is your elbow. And then I might have a left and right bone here, which is why it's not fitting so well. And then this fits like this down here, there and there. And you'll see there's going to be notches here to fit the bones here, and there's a notch here to fit the ulna here. And I'm pretty sure my problem is that I have the wrong arm bones, but that's fine. And they fit like that and make the elbow. Okay, humerus. Next is the radius. It might surprise you to find out the radius is kind of the smaller of the bones. It's the one that does the twisting movement to allow you to twist your thumb around. That's why it's called the radius. Am I wrong about that? Oh, good Lord me. Maybe don't listen to things I say sometimes. Maybe do your own research. The radius, however, is this guy. And this guy is easy to identify because he's got a very flat head, super flat head, the radius has there. Then he has the neck, which here is right here. The neck happens before this tuberosity, which we know is the radial tuberosity. So head, this flat projection, this whole piece right here. The neck is the little indentation under the head, and then you have your radial tuberosity. Go down to the bottom, you have your ulnar notch, flat smooth side to fit the ulna, and then you have your styloid process. So it kind of like hangs down lower than the rest of the bone, and that's the styloid process. So that is the radius. Ulna. Olecranon process. It's the big piece right here. The whole thing is the olecranon process. This is the trochlear notch here. This big indentation here is the trochlear notch. Come to this side of it, of the trochlear notch, and you have the radial notch to fit that head of the radius. See how it fits so nicely right there? Head of the radius. And this other projection coming off over here is the coronoid process, excuse me. Coronoid process here. Go down, you've got the head of the ulna, and then you have the styloid process again, another styloid process. So they both have a styloid process hanging off their bones. You can see the difference in size though on the styloid processes of the radius and the ulna. Radius, ulna. Sorry, ulna. Just take a minute to look at the differences there. Bones of the hand. This hand's a little messed up. Let's try to get it flatter. We'll do the easy things first. Well, first, these 8 bones are the carpals, these small bricks of bones all together. These 5 bones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're usually numbered one way or the other, but not including any of these or these. These are the metacarpals, okay? Then the phalanges, you have 3 bones, proximal, medial, distal, proximal, medial, distal, proximal, medial, distal, da 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 da, of the fingers, but the thumb only has proximal and distal. So all these are your phalanges here. Bones of the hand. Hand bones. You ain't nothing but a hand bone. Sorry, I don't want to tell you wrong names to bones, so bear with me. I'm going to start thumb side over, and I'm going to do what is anatomically incorrect and go from the distal bones and then these 2 bigger proximal bones here. Okay, so thumb side, 2 phalanges, carpal, or 2 phalanges, metacarpal, and then here, this bad boy is the trapezium. The trapezium, holding on to the thumb there, okay? Trapezium. Then you have the trapezoid. This is the trapezoid, trapezium, trapezoid. Then you have the capitate. Capitate, it's this big guy in the middle. Trapezium, trapezoid, capitate. Here is hamate. Hamate, trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, hamate. Go all the way out, and this bone sticking out here is your pisiform bone. Pisiform, pisiform. So trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, hamate, pisiform. Then we have your triquetrum. Triquetrum here. So you can see that these are actually 2 bones here. This is your lunate bone. Lunate. And here is your scaphoid bone of the hand, possibly called navicular in some books, scaphoid. So let's do it. Trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, hamate, pisiform, triquetrum, lunate, and scaphoid. Backwards, scaphoid, lunate, triquetrum, pisiform, hamate, capitate, trapezoid, trapezium. Bones of the hand. Carpals, metacarpals, phalanges, radius, ulna, humerus, scapula, and clavicle are all the bones of the shoulder and the upper arm. Let me reset so that I can get the bones of the pelvic girdle and lower leg. Thank you.